What's up guys? So now let's assume we are going to design a flyer and that flyer is 300 ppi. It's gonna be printed, and let's assume we are designing that one for a tourism company that's promoting maybe for camping journey or something like that. And we already have our image, we have a nice image, a background, and we have our logo in here. Now we need to be inserting our headline and also our paragraph, which might be including more data about that journey or whatever. So now in order to insert our headline, it's so easy. We're going to be selecting our type tool or pressing T on keyboard and pressing X to swap colors. So we're going to be typing with white. In order to have a legible or readable text, I'm going to be clicking maybe in here. Now it's only 12. We need to be increasing our font size. However, let's start first typing our line or our heading. Maybe you can be typing something like get lost with us or discover more. Let's be serious for a while. Then I'm gonna be highlighting that type, pressing Command or Control A, and going for font size, trying maybe 72. Maybe we need to be changing our font as well, going for Media Pro. Now we can be clicking outside to deselect our type, selecting our move tool and moving our type all the way to here. Maybe we need to be slightly reducing size for that one, so I'm going to be selecting type tool again or pressing Command or Control T to transform our type, reducing size, maybe something like that. Now we need to be inserting our paragraph, and in order to do so we need to be selecting also our type tool. However, in that case we're going to be clicking and dragging. Maybe we're going to be dragging an area like that to include our paragraph, or maybe something like that. Now reducing font size all the way maybe to maybe 18, and it's already filled with lorem ipsum text or dummy text, and it's only for presentation or demonstration purpose. Maybe we need to be slightly reducing that font size as well, maybe 16. Now let's even copy that type, Command or Control C, and I'm gonna be clicking in here to add even more type to our paragraph. And now that paragraph doesn't look amazing that way, we need to be customizing that one a bit. So in order to do that, we need to be accessing our paragraph panel. We can be opening that one from window, then selecting paragraph, and let me drag that one outside maybe to here so we can see our paragraph better. And now we have our paragraph aligned to right and left, and that's because we have justification left activated. So we're gonna be selecting align to left, and also we can be extending our paragraph to see even more type, because we had some overflow within our type area, which is that area, by the way, it's called type area. So if I collapse that one a bit, we can see that little plus in here, which means that we have overflow type. So if we extend that one, now we have an empty regular square just like any other square within our type area. We can be aligning our type to center, and as you can see, it's only affecting that paragraph in here, it's not affecting our first paragraph. So in order to affect everything, we need to be pressing Command or Control A to highlight everything. Then we're gonna be selecting maybe align to left. Now we have our type aligned to left with free form on right side, which can be the best option, by the way, for having a paragraph. Try to stay away from justifications, these options in here, because they will be adding too many gaps between your types. So if we select justifying left again, in some cases you might be seeing too many spaces between your words. However, if you're going to justify your type, make sure that you have hyphenate on. And if you're going for align to left or center or right, probably you need to be turning that one off, because it might be increasing gaps between your words. So let's keep it aligned to left. And also you can be adding a space or indent before left or right. So let's maybe select our second paragraph, highlighting that one. Or you don't have to be highlighting the entire paragraph, you can be clicking within that paragraph, and maybe let's add 20 points. Now we have 20 points before the entire paragraph, or you can be adding an indent before the first line. So let's maybe add also an indent before that first line within our second paragraph, maybe going for also 20 points here. And I'm gonna be selecting that one just to apply that, or you can be hitting return. Now we have 20 points before the entire paragraph and also 40 points before the first line within our second paragraph. And here also we can be adding a space before or after paragraph, so let's add maybe also 30 points between those two paragraphs in here before our second one, hitting return. Now we have 30 points and we have overflow type, so we need to be extending our type area a bit just to show all our type. And here we have our paragraph direction for maybe right to left language or left to right. And anytime you would like to reset your paragraph panel, you can be heading to that hamburger menu. You can be clicking reset paragraph, and also you can be editing your justification or hyphenation settings from that area to customize them. So let's reset paragraph. Now we have directions on right to left, so let's get that one back to left to right. Now guys, our last hint for readable text, if we have our type maybe as a dark color or black, and we also have dark colors in our image like that example in here, so in that case maybe we need to be adding a rectangle with a brighter color. Now let's say we need to be using a dark color for our type, or maybe black. Let's highlight everything pressing Command or Control A, switching to character panel, changing our color. We can be swapping colors, however I'm going to be selecting that one from here and selecting our values from CMYK since we are going to be printing that one, so we need to be using only 100% black, and we'll be having cyan as 0, magenta, yellow will be 0 values, so we don't have overlapping text when they are printed. And we're going to be pressing OK. Now we have black type on a very dark background. In order to fix that scenario, we need to be adding maybe a rectangle with a brighter color in background. So let's maybe select from our tools, rectangle tool, and we have our paragraph in a separate layer. So I'm going to be scrolling down, maybe creating a new layer below our type, even our headline, and renaming that one background color maybe. Then let's maybe click and drag, and we can be reducing opacity for that one. That might be looking nice somehow. Now bringing our move tool, can be moving that one a bit and nudging that one a bit. Now we have a readable text, not our best visuals in that case. It looked even better when it was white, but in some cases you will be forced to use something like that. And same as well for our logo in here. Our type is white, so we can read that one. However, our pictogram or that P letter, it's not so obvious in here. So we have that layer, we can be activating that one. Not this one, it's a frame. You can be adding that one to your design if you think it's gonna help. However, that one, you can be selecting that rectangle, increasing opacity so you can see better, guys. If you feel that your logo might not be obvious within your design, you can be going for a solution like that, and so on and so forth. Now let's even get to know more about type in Photoshop.